Now, we'll be discussing the past, present, future, and that we'll discuss some of the beginnings of Accumulo forward, the current state of affairs, and how we see Accumulo advancing in the future. So let's say a little tale about a video about Mark Michael. Just a quick give you a quick overview. My history, I've been working with Accumulo for a number of years, in that I've been working primarily to optimize the read path, look at different ways of accessing the data. But as we were asked to give the keynote, one of the keynotes rather, our ideas converged on how we can improve Accumulo and ensure its continued success.
So, and I've spent quite a bit of time mostly looking at Accumulo logs. I spend a lot of time monitoring Accumulo, making sure it's running. I do need to add a disclaimer. We do not represent the government in any capacity. This is our opinion for this group.
So as we begin, let's give a quick overview. As I said, we'll be discussing some statistics since the last summit. We'll look back over the last 2.5 years and the current state of what we see that Accumulo does well, and more importantly with development community, and also the user community as well. And as I said previously, we'll talk about some of the advances and ideas that we have and goals for making Accumulo a continued success. Since the last summit, we've had numerous releases, one of which was 1.6.6. We've had other releases if you're curious, but it's important to note that with 1.6.6, we hopefully mark the end of life of the 1.6 manual, except for perhaps bug fixes. 1.7, there were releases, important releases in February and in June. But 1.8, we had the first major non-bug fix release since the last summit. That was released by this guy over here. It's what I affectionately dubbed the Mike Wall release. V1 will probably be Mike Wall 2. We've had 11 new committers and 23 new contributors. I think this is really great news for advancing the community because it means that we're growing. We've had many additional companies, primarily from these committers and contributors themselves.
You've probably seen this one a minute ago. We're going to look at some charts. So this is the last 36 months. The red line on the commits chart is unique number of committers. That ranges from 3 to 25 with an average of about 10. Issues, the red bars are resolved, the blue bars are created, and then these are just total numbers of posts in the dev and the mailing list, dev mailing list, and the user mailing list. And what we want to show here is there's kind of a downward trend over the past 36 months. So, people still want a huge columnar database.
Huge.
So this project, I can't say the name, but it begins with H and ends with base. These are the same stats from that project. What you can kind of see here is that it appears to be stable, except maybe for the users list, it appears to be stable. So I'm going to go back and let you look at these real quick. So what does that mean?
So let's take a look at what we currently do well. Accumulo has had underpinnings and security, obviously, but I think many people might consider the bread and butter of Accumulo to have high throughput ingest performance and reliability at scale. I think everyone would probably agree that Accumulo scales quite well and quite gracefully. But of course, as committers are added, there will be a natural paradigm shift to focus on user-driven contributions and collaboration. I think that is a natural shift. I think it's something that we generally accept in almost all open source projects. Obviously, they'll discover their use cases with Accumulo. They'll create tickets, and eventually they'll hopefully be on it.
So some of the themes that we're planning for 2.0, I'll let you read those. We pulled out a couple of tickets that seemed interesting. One of these has been around for a really long time. The API, that ticket has been around for a really long time. As you can see, there are some improvements coming. But we're really looking for what do you as users need as improvements.
So let's move forward to advancing Accumulo. I think it's paramount that we advance the development community. We have to constantly add developers as committers. Also look at integration of other projects, improve publicity, and engage users. It's very important that we engage those users so that they provide ideas on how they're using Accumulo and how we can make Accumulo better. So improving the development, as I said, is paramount that we increase the number of commitments. We need more community involvement, not because we have less amount of community involvement, but because that's how we ensure continued success in Accumulo. We need to balance quality and growth. I think this and the subsequent bullet make a point to say that quality and growth is not necessarily about stylistic points of pull requests or contributions, but also about ensuring that everyone understands and everyone is on the same page about what developers want from these pull requests. It's tough if you have a pull request and you go back and forth many times. That may not necessarily give committers or contributors a warm and fuzzy. We want to be able to engage them and ensure that what they contribute is useful as quickly as possible. And of course, as many of you, I'm sure everyone here has built integration tests, or hopefully has at some point, maybe had a failure. This is difficult to avoid, but if we improve regression and integration testing, obviously we will improve the release cadence. It's very important. I think with 1.8, that was a little bit protracted engagement. Minimizing that ensures continued success, but also integration with other projects. Today there's a presentation by Dan Suderberg and Adam Show in data testing about integrating Accumulo with Presto. This is a perfect example of how we can integrate into other projects and improve the community. That's, in my opinion, a way in which we can engage the community by taking some of the use cases and fitting them where they fit.
So let's talk for a second about who our users are. It's not just government. I think as represented here, the financial industry, health industry, and telecommunications. And I think Accumulo has a part that can be used in all of those industries. But do we have all the features necessary to do that? I don't know that we do.
So great guy. It's important, as mentioned previously, that we engage those consumers. I believe the previous slide discussed the financial industry, health industry. Those are the industries in which many people are using Accumulo because of its perceived security or ingestion. In many cases, I do believe, however, that there are organizations or people that never ask the question, why not Accumulo? We're not trying to retrofit something where it doesn't fit. If it's a 50% solution, perhaps we can't. It isn't a working solution. But maybe if we're 80, 90% there, we can do something to get it 100% there. This means actively engaging consumers, focusing and looking at their use cases. As I stated previously, users hopefully create tickets, we look at them, and try to improve Accumulo in such a way that we engage the community and take their ideas and use them. Obviously, this requires improved user interaction. This last bullet was actually aimed at myself. I absolutely inserted. I don't know. I'm a very poor example of what to do in terms of responding to users. I think it would be useful if we could find a rotating group of members to respond to queries and questions as quickly as possible. I think right now, with the mailing lists, it's a small select few of those that respond, and this would be useful from the committers and PMC to ensure that we have a positive interaction with the customer base, and the customer being anyone who's using the Accumulo.
So what else can we do to advance Accumulo? Or invasively? We need more publicity. So magazines, articles, blog posts, I think all those would be good things. Mark just touched on the more productive communication. I think we need that in most all of our mailing lists. We need to focus on what the community wants. We need you guys to tell us what you need. What does Accumulo not do? What do you wish it did? What do you wish it did better?
We'll make it work.
And then we need to fix what doesn't work.
So I think this is really a call to action. Coming here, Mike and I wanted to discuss some ideas in which we can engage the community. Getting involved in mailing lists is one in which we just discussed. But of course, we need users to help us help them. Obviously, as I said previously, if we're not quite at 100% solution, maybe we can build something or make a slight change. Let's create those tickets in Jira. Let's work together in order to make Accumulo, I don't want to say great again, but make Accumulo better.
So I made a chart at one point that had it showed the number of unclosed tickets in Jira, and it's just going up and up. I think we need to do a better job of closing out these tickets, right? If there's something that's useful, let's do them. If they're not, let's close them out and move on to the things that are useful. Bug reports, bug fixes, those are all great. Everybody should be involved in those. And integrations, Mark touched on this briefly, but there's integrations to other projects that I think we need to focus on as well. I recently saw a ticket in NiFi NiFi will read from Accumulo, but not write to Accumulo. We should fix that. It should be really easy to do.
I think I'm a prime example of what not to do in this case. There's so many places where I will see a bug. I think I sent someone in the front row, Josh, a stack trace of a problem I saw the other day, in which I don't always create those tickets. And I think it's a call to myself and others that if there are problems that you see, let's create those tickets on Apache.org, in the JIRA. Let's get those bugs fixed. Because obviously, if it's affecting me, there's a good chance that it's affecting you as well.
So, again, our call to action. Contributors?
Possibly you. We rehearsed that for a very long time.
And here's where we can be reached for questions, and use the users list and the dev list for any further questions. Thank you.